What is up, guys? It's Jacob TMK, and we're trying something a little different today. We're going to be scaling Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. If you guys know me, you know I'm not that big of a power scaler, but I started debating with Gojo, and I actually had a blast doing it, so today I kind of want to try my hand at scaling this character. I've gotten super into him, I got a bunch of scans for him, all of them I've gathered myself, and I'm really proud of what I've done with this character and where I've been able to get him to. So we're going to get straight into it. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to give you my main talking points, because a lot of people misconstrue his idea of Infinity. This is my scans folder right here. We're going to go back to full cam just for a second so I can talk about this. A lot of people misconstrue the whole Gojo's Infinity thing, and they think that if you are over infinite speed, or if you're at infinite speed, you are able to reach Gojo. That is just simply reading the title of his ability and assuming that, but it's actually completely wrong. The scaling that I have for Gojo, I don't even scale his speed in debates. When people ask me what his speed is, I say just put him at a normal human speed, it doesn't matter. And I've seen some debunks floating around TikTok too, because that's mainly where I debate if you don't know me, or just even make videos. And the Island AP debunk thing that's going around, that also doesn't truthfully matter because Gojo has durability negation. Now, all of these I'm going to show you the scans for. We're going to get a lot deeper into this. So let's go ahead and start with that right now. I'm going to start off by explaining his whole Infinity thing, because this is where most of the drama, I would say, comes from. All right, so let's first look at the definition of limitless, because this is where the infinity is spread from, right? This is where people get the idea that it's just an infinite distance he's placing between people, but it's actually wrong. This is by the author himself, right? Limitless operates the same way convergent and divergent sequences do in mathematics. No matter how many times you divide a number, it will always be reduced to zero. In the same way, limitless prevents someone from reaching their goal, no matter how close they get. The impenetrable space between the user and their opponent is known as infinity. So obviously, as you can see, he's not making an infinite distance. He's devising their speed every time they enter the area of limitless to make them essentially reach zero. That is what's so strong about him. It's not an infinite distance that they are trying to cross. It's just referred to as infinity. But in no way is he technically placing infinity. He's literally dividing their speed to nothingness, right? So you would send that scan and people straight away might question it. And that's where you have to, normally I send this manga scan first, right? So this is him explaining his technique. My technique is the convergence of an infinite series of things that approach me and slow down and never reach me. That further backs up the author definition that was wrote earlier. And then by amplifying limitless and negative numbers, impossible situations like having -1 apples are born. That is the very important thing about this. Infinite speed, immeasurable speed doesn't truthfully matter because one, he's going to devise it. It's not an infinity that they're trying to cross. That's just the name of the ability. It's the fact that he can even reach impossible situations like people not being able to reach or touch him at all. That is what makes Gojo so strong. That's why you don't need to scale Gojo's speed, because theoretically Gojo would never even have to move to try to dodge any of your attacks in the first place, hands down. Now, with this scale, if you want to get really cheesy, this can be questioned, it can be debunked, so I'm not going to go that deep into it, but as you can see here, by amplifying limitless and negative numbers, he can have impossible situations like -1 apples being born. Now, as I said, this is troll, but you can definitely try to wank this into something along the lines of probability manipulation, right? The idea of probability manipulation is just basically being able to have whatever you want happen on a given time in a chance-based thing. So like somebody reaching you, you can make the probability of that 0, correct? So if you're constantly able to change the probability of something that's not impossible, like die rolling 6 every time, you would be able to get a character to probability manipulation, correct? But the fact that Gojo can reach impossible situations, as we saw here, he can generate impossible outcomes with the scan right there on the bottom. This would actually go to the higher end of probability manipulation, meaning it would be falling along the lines of reality warping. Now, once again, as I said, this is cheese and it can be questioned because it's out of character for Gojo to do that, and we've never seen Gojo to do these things. I'm just giving you this if you want to try it in a debate and if you want to have fun with it. But then you have reality warping or reality altercation or reality manipulation. You can erase things out of existence, grant wishes, create universe, create altering matter, time manipulation, spatial manipulation, all that. It's just troll, and it's a fun thing to try to do. And if it works, you can get him extremely busted. Like, as you can see here, these are just a list of some of the things that you can do. Rewrite the universe, cause paradoxes, rewrite physics, randomize the universe, resurrect the dead. That's just troll. That's just troll, but also in no way is it needed to win most debates. Because we're going to move on to the whole AP thing that I was telling you about. Gojo being bunked to Island AP is really, it doesn't matter because you don't necessarily need to scale AP when you have durability negation. So I'm just going to start off by showing you the durability negation panel. But actually first, I don't want to forget this because when people bring up that you can reach Gojo, you're going to show the point of him devising speed, not placing infinities, right? So then the next question would be, well, then why, like, can you prove that it is always active? You know what I mean? Because sometimes it could be out of character if a character has a force field like that and it's not always active. It actually is, okay? It's important to bring this up. First off, you can start by asking the question of, hey, do you believe that you get stronger during time skips? Because this panel that I'm showing you right here was 13 years ago, right? If they disagree with it, they're kind of ratting, but it's perfectly fine. As you can see here, Gojo is being talked to by his friend. You've been using your technique nonstop since yesterday. So right there, you can keep it up for 48 hours. But Gojo states himself in this panel right here, in order to become the strongest, I need to have it up always, okay? So what I've been doing manual now, I switched to automatic. That's also important because he no longer needs to react to things for its speed to infinitely start being divided, okay? So he's basically saying that the mass, the speed shape, and all of that, he can use it to distinguish the danger of an object, and now that is just simply automatic, right? Now let me try to find the fact that he has always had it up. So he has a reverse curse technique that is constantly running on his brain. He's the most wanted man in the world. He is constantly under danger. That is why his technique is always up. He has a reverse curse technique running on his brain that constantly keeps it refreshed to where Gojo does not need to sleep. It's a running thing in the manga that Gojo is never really sleeping. They've never been able to catch him sleeping. And the whole thing is he always has that force field up and he always has his brain being refreshed so he can always keep it up. He states that in order to become the strongest, he needs to do something like always having the limitless up. And as you can see here at the end of the time skip, Satoru became the strongest. So we've proven that his barrier is always up. We've proven that he can create impossible outcomes and that limitless is not a set distance. It's the fact that it is constantly dividing your speed, okay? So now you know that it's not infinity that is preventing him from being reached. It is the ability limitless itself. And infinity is just something that people are trying to use the name of to debunk Gojo when it's just not how it works at all right? Time to get into his durability negation. Now, this isn't the panel you want to show to prove durability negation because you could always just argue how they wrote and drew the panel? Sorry. How they wrote and drew the panel. But as you can see, nothing exists here, right? The thing that got blown off of his body, there is no blood spatter on the wall behind him. His arm is completely gone. There are no bone fragments or anything anywhere. That part of his body is just gone. This is the fight that Gojo got into once again in the time skip that happened 13 years ago. Now, this is what the ability is. It is the color purple. He takes red and blue energy. If you don't know what that is what cursed Jujutsu sorcerers use, and it's two infinite energies. No one's able to combine them besides the family of Gojo. And when he combines both of these, as you can see right here, motion reversal is born by colliding both infinities. An imaginary mash rushes forth, and it creates hollow technique color purple. The reason why this is ridiculously strong is because it quite literally just erases space and time on anything that it comes in contact with. As you can see here, Murasaki, after combining blue and red, which as I just shown in the scan earlier, that's exactly what the ability does, Satoru snaps his fingers, creating a release of an imaginary mass which effectively erases or deletes everything in its path. That right there is durability negation. It does not matter how durable you are. It's just going to delete you or whatever it hits. That is why Gojo's AP doesn't matter. Now, this gets into the little bit more terms of things that I'm not 100% like fully in with when it comes to his speed scaling. Now, as I've said before, I've never felt the need to scale his speed, so I haven't. But if you know what you're doing in debating, here is Gojo in a different realm, literally stating, looks like time does not pass here while moving and operating in that realm. I think that quantifies as a measurable speed. Now, if people question you, I personally don't believe I have the rhetoric to get around a well-known debater or somebody that's good at debating questioning me on this, just because I don't feel that I have the knowledge. But I am very confident that I'm going to be able to get the durability negation thing out, which is very important. And then what I'm most confident on is the idea of infinity not being an actual infinite distance between Gojo and his opponent, but it's the fact that it is devising your speed. It happens automatically, and he can detect danger with the limitless. He doesn't need to react to it. It automatically happens, and it's going to devise your speed to 0. Like I said, you can try with the probability manipulation. You can try with the whole reality manipulation thing. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that because, once again, you still have the fact that you don't need to scale the speed because characters are just going to get slower as they come closer, and he has durability negation, so AP also not a worry. Now, normally not a lot of people like to give away scans, but I just like this character so much, and I enjoy debating with him so much. If you want to take screenshots of this video and you want to try him out in your own debate, by all means, please go ahead. But this is going to be the last thing that I say in the video. There is this scan that is floating around. I have this scan in this scan folder. I don't use it because it's fake. It's fake. It is not a Viz Media translation. This is not a legitimate scan. Infinity is originally omnipresent. That's just not what the scan is at all. I have the actual scan somewhere around here. Is it this? Yeah. So infinity isn't something that is naturally there. You can try to argue omnipresence on that, but this is what he actually said. This is straight from Viz. So don't try to use that scan because you might get roasted for it. You know what I'm saying? But just to review, we got Gojo. His AP doesn't really matter. It's durability negation based with the color purple. And then the fact that his speed doesn't matter because you're just simply not going to be able to reach him. Eventually, you slow down to a halt. And then the durability negation is going to like 100% hit because he's just not going to miss you. You can bring up the fact that his domain also always hits. I've never once used his domain in a debate because I haven't had to. I haven't had to use his domain in a debate. But let me know what you guys think about this video. I had an absolute blast recording this. I do kind of want to scale more characters, but Gojo just holds a special place in my heart because I've had so many debates with him now, and I absolutely love the character, and I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Please leave a thumbs up on it. It helps me a lot. Comment what you want me to talk about or make videos about next. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.